I'm Art Erickson with Vision Webs. This video will demonstrate how to install Tradevisionfx on your MetaTrader 4 terminal. First, open the email you received after your purchase. There will be an attachment named tradevisionfx.zip. Save this file to your desktop. Now, go to your desktop and let's open the tradevisionfx.zip. You can use a number of programs for that. A lot of them are associated with whatever system you're using. I'm going to open this one up with File Explorer. So there are two files that you're going to find within the zip. The first one is the execute, which is the script that causes the trade to open, set stop losses. We'll be going through that later. The second is the EA itself, which is the tradevisionfx.ex4. Open your MetaTrader 4 application. Once it's opened, go to File, then go to Open Data folder. Minimize the MT4 application. You'll find that you have two File Explorer screens open. What we want to do now is copy the execute file to the MQ4 terminal. So we're first of all going to open up MQL4 folder, and then we're going to go to the scripts. Then we're going to take the execute, copy, and paste. The next one we're going to go to is the experts folder. And we're going to take the expert, tradevisionfx.ex4, copy, and paste. We've now copied successfully the code to the proper place in the MT4 application, so we can close these two windows. Now we'll maximize MetaTrader, and we're going to go up to Tools, and then to Options, and then the Expert Advisors tab. Now we're going to allow automated trading. We're going to uncheck Disable Automated Trading when the account has been changed, and we're going to uncheck Disable Automated Trading when the profile has been changed. But we are going to add Allow Web Request for Listed URL. Now in your email, you will find the URL that I'm talking about that you'll need to list. It will look like this: https://tv.vision-webs.com/tradevision2.php. That's what you'll need to add. Best way to do it is copy it out of the email and paste it in. And you do that by hitting this little plus arrow. Now you can click OK. Okay, that's the first one. In addition to that, we're going to also click the Auto Trading button. So we're almost ready to go. The next item that we're going to look at is we're going to go to Options again, and this time we're going to go down to Notifications. In this notification area, download either Android or iPhone, whatever you have, so you have it in your mobile device. And then there'll be a number that'll be generated. Now we do have a manual that walks you through the Android, but it's very close with the iPhone as well. Please refer back to the manual when you're looking up the setup for the MetaTrader's Android or iPhone app. In my case, I did it, and it generates a number under Settings and Messages. And this is the number it gave me on my Samsung phone. You simply put that number in after you make sure that you've enabled push notifications. And if you want to know when you've hit the take profit or whatever, you can notify of trade transactions as well. Then test it, make sure it's all good, and this portion is now ready to go. Now we need to apply the EA to the charts. In order to do so, we go up to the navigator. Here's the button for that. Click on it and up pops your navigator. If you already have it on the side, you're all set and ready to go. If you don't see Tradevisionfx at this point and see Tradevision execute here, the first thing I always suggest to do is go down and right click on it, go down to refresh, click refresh, and they'll suddenly appear. If you put them in the right places from our steps earlier, they'll pop right up. We're interested in the Tradevisionfx Expert Advisor. What we're going to do with that is we're going to take it over here and we're going to drop it on a chart. Now your charts are probably going to look totally different than what you're seeing of mine. Your chart preference, the amount of pairs that you use, is, all a personal choice. So what will happen is a lot of cases will pop up with the about, but you want to get over to the inputs. Because on the first chart, or I should say the first time we run this, we need to put in the email. Which mine is right there. That's my temporary email. And then I need to put in a password, and so we put in a silly password for this little time. You'll have a generated password in your email as well. Plus, the email that you chose to use. Okay, there we are. You see we have the arrow, our momentum arrow, Tradevisionfx, and we've got a smiley face and we're ready to go. So now we can drop it on the next one. This time we don't have to add the email because we put that information encrypted in the global variables. And so I just have to keep moving down the line and drop my EA onto each and every pair, and away it goes. Now I'm doing this offline. In other words, it's about an hour and a half before the open occurs on Sunday for me. So that's why you're not seeing any movement. What I'll do is I'll catch it when it moves so you can see the arrows will be blinking on each tick. They'll go from a bold to a standard arrow back and forth. It just tells you that you've got a heartbeat going. At this point, you've successfully installed Tradevisionfx. So as I said before, just go ahead and put all the EAs on each of the charts. I have about 25 charts up at this point, and this works for me, this type of layout, but we're all different, so whatever works to you. I would suggest that you take the Tradevision execute file, right click on it, go down to add to favorites, and there it is. So when it comes to executing a file, all I need to do is drop it on. Once a trade shows up, at this point, I've got it going to target 1. You can change that to, let's say target 2 or no take profit, whatever your choice may be. And what type of risk do you want to take? Do you want to do it on a fixed lot size, or do you want to do it on the account percent of risk? Now the account percent of risk, what it does is it looks from where you're going to open the trade back to the stop loss and looks at your account balance and says, I'm going to calculate to 3%. Now keep in mind, it can't predict where spread might be going or where slippage might be. So, it's an approximation of 3%. If you choose to do a fixed lot size, 0.01 is a micro, 0.1 is a mini, and 1 is a lot. So whatever number you want to put in there once you change this. You can also save different settings so you can easily load them back up and just save them under a name like say target 2, risk percent 2% or 4% or whatever you choose, or fixed lot size. and then state what's your fixed lot size and give yourself a little idea of what target you want to use. If I hit OK at this point, since it's a new, we're not coming into the week at all, so there's no trades to be found, so it's going to say that to me. Otherwise, it'll give me other information. There's a couple more things you can do with this, which I'll cover in the usage videos as we move forward with those. But now, if you want to change colors or do anything like that, I'm going to first of all remove our navigator box. I normally have that on. This is it's got a notebook screen and then another screen. And so I just keep it over on the other screen so I can easily drop it on. Next, we'll set preferences on the EA itself. So I'm going to right click on the chart, go to my expert advisors and go to properties. Shortcut is F7. At this point, what we have here is we have the pop-up alert on pre-entry box, whether or not we want to, when that box comes up, to do a pop-up alert on that, or we want to have a pop-up alert on the entry box. Remember, the pre-entry box is a heads up telling you that there's a possibility of a trade coming. The entry box, it's going to draw on the trade, the stop loss, the take profit that you chose, and so on. Then we've got a time here in minutes on the maximum alert frequency, in other words, the pop-up box. So it can alert us every minute because, as you know, fast indicators can go back. They can go from, one persistent spot to the next one, and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And we just didn't want to inundate you with alerts. So you get to set it. Here it's a 1 minute interval. Then we've got notification setting, and this is for our push notifications to your mobile device. So the first part is, do you want a pre-entry box to show up? It defaults to false. Easily change it to true if you want it. Then the next one is the entry box. You definitely want that one. And then on momentum loss. When the momentum arrow turns sideways like this, that means that we've lost momentum. And white means right now that you don't have a trade in play. And we'll get down to that here in a little bit. This one we have it, the notification happening every 6 minutes. As the theory to me was that if it goes into a loss of momentum position, you need to have your stop moved at that point. If it goes up again and back down, normally if the 6 minute window is pretty accurate, mostly because more than likely you'll be sitting in front of the terminal at this point, and so you're down to 1 minute on the pop-up here. Next one is the maximum notification. Yeah, that's one I've already done. Show momentum arrow, always on, never on. Oops. During trade only. So those are your choices. I have it always on. It just shows white. Then you can choose the size of your arrow, where you want it, in which corner, and how far from the top and the side of the chart that you would like it to be. Show trade lines. A trade line is when you go into a trade, a line will appear as the trade is going with you. It'll be green and moving along, and if the trade is going against you, it'll be red. You can also turn on whether or not you want to show profit, commission, and swap on top of that trade line. Then you can decide what size the text should be. We've got it currently set to 3. My preference is smaller, but that's just me. Everybody's different. Then trade colors. If you're using a white background, well, you probably want to change your anything that's white to black or gray or whatever your choice may be. But you've got all the control over what colors you want things to be right here. including the trade line colors and the trade line style and the width of the line and the close trade style. So those are the preferences that you currently can set to make things work out a little bit better in the way you see things. Okay, our next piece is to go ahead and make a template. So if we right click on our first chart we were working on, so we're going to save all our settings that we changed in the EA, and we do a save template. In this case I've already had a name, but you put in whatever you choose. And so now when I go down to this chart, I can just add the template to it. Now what'll happen is, since your user and password were in the first one that we did and it saved it as a template, it's going to pop up a question for you. A user and access key were supplied when this instance of Tradevision was started. Would you like to use the new user and access key to replace what was currently saved in credentials? You can just hit yes. Now we can do it here too. Template, Tradevision, get rid of that. Template, Tradevision, and on and on and on. This concludes our installation video. The couple things to keep in mind: although Tradevision is technically is an EA, it doesn't do the trading for you. It displays where the trade should be, and with the help of a script, you get the take profit you choose. You see where the open is. You got the push notification to tell you that the trade has happened. The pre-trade box has happened. It shows you a stop loss at the last swing high or swing low, and you're all set to go. You drop the script in, grab the settings you want out of that. You can load some custom ones, whatever your choice is, and confirm the trade. And it'll tell you which way it's going to take the trade, what the pair name is, and where the price will be for the stop loss and your take profit if you chose so. I want to thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy Tradevision FX.